Hello everybody, welcome back to our channel. My name is Melinda. This is my lanky husband, Adine.
Indeed.
Together we are known as Hustlin' Hooks. We are full-time resellers out of the state of Michigan. It's a beautiful day, as you can see. We are switching up our routine today. We did listing, packaging, everything is pretty much done, and now we're going to finish the day off with some fun. We're gonna go thrifting.
Look at her all bundled up and
We're
cute.
gonna make a run for it.
Look at her.
The one day I dry my hair.
Good luck, honey. Wonder if this camera is waterproof. Ah, it's icky. Careful, car. Thrift store stop here. Looking at the house, there's not much to be found. I did find this mini new way. First time ever finding a mini version. We've sold the large version before. This one looks like it's brand new for only $10, definitely a pickup. It should sell for about 40 plus shipping. Over to the men's shirts. I did find this piece. This is Orvis. I don't usually look for or look at men's shirts, but what I'm looking for here is anything that's thicker. This one's a medium weight. Definitely pick it up. It's a solid seller. And then here is a pair of Thinsulate. These are hunting boots. Walls is the brand, not boots, pants, hunting pants. Over to Melinda's cart. Stay tuned towards the end of the video. Melinda's going to show you a lot of this clothing. She's going to talk about style. She's going to talk specifically about brands. Things to look out for while you're thrifting so you can make the most amount of money. Clothing is a tricky market for sure. Decent pair of Merrells. They'll sell for about 25, 30 plus ship. Super lightweight. And then some Torrid, of course. We love finding and flipping Torrid. This dress is worth about 25 plus ship. Some Nike shorts. These are specifically tennis shorts. They should bring about 20 plus ship. 100% wool men's classic sweater here. And then another brand Melinda will discuss later in this video. So definitely stay tuned for the haul. This is a nice pickup as well. Super clean, nice condition. A nice preppy style Ralph Lauren piece. Again, two-piece here. Melinda will educate you on this one as well. Nothing too exciting in that one. Melinda found some decent clothing, some wool stuff.
Yeah.
I found that New Wave Mini. It's worth about 40 plus shipped for 10 bucks. I'm good with that. Pretty easy to test. It was already very clean. Maybe used once or something like that. Any of your favorites?
That Peruvian Connection was the first time finding that brand, so I'm happy about that.
What's it worth?
It's worth about 40 plus ship.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
On to the next one.
We just tried a Goodwill. We pulled up and the parking lot was completely empty. It was totally dead. It was closed. Apparently that one specifically closes at 5. What we're going to do is try another mom and pop one around the corner. If that's closed, we'll just resume this video tomorrow. Try again in the morning.
It's open. Next up here, I did find a nice pair, excellent condition Sorels. They were having a sale, so these were on sale for $4. Definitely a fantastic pickup. Here I'm looking for Uggs. There's a lot of Ugg replicas. Obviously check for condition. Right next to the fakes is a real pair of Australian Uggs. These are worth probably around 40 plus ship or so in that arena. Definitely going to pick them up for only for only $4. I'm definitely going to pick those up. I look over at the men's clothing. This is a vintage hunting, small game, bird type hunting vest with the shell pockets in the front. Right behind it is another hunting piece, but it was a little bit too plain, nothing too exciting. I did leave that one behind. Over to the men's shoes, I did find a really nice pair of Allen Edmonds. You want to be picky with Allen Edmonds. There are dress shoes. These are my size, so if they don't sell, I get to keep them, and they're super, they're nice. They're really nice condition. Vibram sole, definitely a great pickup. Over to the men's clothing, I did spot this Burton. This is there's a logo for it. Burton is a fantastic brand to look out for. This is an extra small, but it should still fetch about $30 to $40. They were having a 50% off sale, so great pickup. Melinda's looking through some clothing. Another beautiful piece right here. Vineyard is another brand to look out for. Again, Melinda's going to go through a bunch of this stuff, so stay tuned towards the end of the video where she explains styles to look out for, especially when it comes to vintage, and some brands to look out for as well. This is another blah, 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 blah type piece that Melinda's going to tell you about. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Well, that was fun. Look how dark it is in this room. So dark. That was really cool. We'll show you guys what we found when we get home, because it's icky out here.
Yeah.
Thanks for the rental, Mom. That was a pretty good stop. Found nice shoes, 4 pairs of shoes. We'll show you everything that we found at home and kind of talk about why we picked it up and, you know, help teach you guys what to look out for when you're thrifting.
Yeah, I have to say I usually don't like this thrift store, but I found a lot of good stuff today, and they were having a sale, so yeah. Bonus. That was just a bonus.
I mean, Sorel boots for $4, UGG boots for $4. That's pretty nice. So we'll show you when we get home. Until then.
Here is our haul from that Goodwill and that thrift shop. It is a couple days later now, but I'm going to sit down and I'm going to go through some brands and styles with you so you can have a good idea of what we're picking up when we're out. I'm going to show off these clothing pieces as best as possible, show you the brands, and talk a little bit about style and reasoning as well, because some of them are not brand specific. The first brand is Soft Surroundings. So there's the tag. Sometimes it also has a tag underneath inside where you would find the material content. These, I picked up 2 basic. These are black turtlenecks, very soft as you might expect. It's a solid pickup if you get the right style. I'm gonna list these for $35, free shipping. We also found a Torrid dress. Torrid is something we pick up generally almost always when we see it, but it does depend a little bit on style and of course condition as well. The dresses are always good for at least $35. This is Vineyard Vines. We don't see this quite as often, and this is a women's long sleeve shirt. Men's clothing in this brand does tend to do better. This one, it's a long sleeve polo. It's just another preppy brand. That's what their specialty is. That'll probably will list for between $30 and $35 shipped. And when I say shipped, that means that we include a free shipping model. So instead of me explaining that each time, if you hear me say that, that's what I'm talking about. I do pick up J. Crew, but I only pick it up if it's from the actual store. This is a black tag. If you see 2 dots under J. Crew, don't pick it up. That's their like J. Crew factory, J. Crew outlet stores. Those are oversaturated, overproduced. This is, it's nothing crazy. It's a pencil skirt, but it does have a really fun print, and it's a really nice, like soft, thicker material as well. This is a pair of camo hunting pants. We're gonna try to list all of these. Actually, I have my station set up over here. We're gonna list these as quick as possible because a lot of them are seasonal. It is hunting season now, so these hopefully will sell very quickly. They do sell all year, but as you can imagine, coming up to and around hunting season, this is the type of stuff that's gonna sell. So these are Walls blizzard proof. We find a lot of good hunting stuff in that brand. They are made in USA. They might be vintage. The brand is actually not on the tag. It has thin slit, so Walls is on the back pocket here too. Mauve, I think it's Mauve, piece from Anthropologie. Be very picky about your Anthropologie pieces. Some of their brands that they sell there do not sell as well as others, and I only picked this one up because of this bold print and style of it. It's sort of got like a swing to the bottom, it's lined, it's got like these gold horses or goats, they're horses, on it. So I think that'll do really well for the holidays. I did sell the other Mauve Anthropologie piece within the first week of us picking it up, but again, I was very confident in this style. This is my first time finding this brand. This is Peruvian Connection. I'm not sure if it's gonna pick up the label there. It's a little llama on there. Maybe it's an alpaca. It's just a A-line, like midi length skirt. Midi length is when it hits below your knees, but it's not quite as long as a maxi, for those of you who aren't familiar with skirts or dresses. And it just commands a higher resale value. I'm gonna list this one for about $35 shipped. I did pick up a couple other midi length vintage wool skirts. There's nothing crazy about them. This is like a long pencil straight style, classic black. It would be higher waist. I wouldn't pick these up if they were shorter, like the normal pencil skirts you see all the time. I'm gonna be listing both of the ones that I picked up for $35 shipped. This is a Kate Spade sweater dress. It's thick, it's midi length, and it was just a really good find. It was hanging on the end of the racks at that thrift store that I'm not normally a huge fan of, but there it was, just nice Kate Spade logo. Now, Kate Spade doesn't always sell really, really high in the resale market, but I'm sure I'm gonna get like about 40, maybe 45, 50 for this dress. This next one was probably one of my favorite pickups. It's a Ralph Lauren plaid wool blend skirt. Here's the pattern on it. And it also had the matching vest. So I'll probably use terms like suit, obviously wool blend. This is, I mean, it's just very classic. I think of like riding and preppy when I think of Ralph Lauren, and this is just that to a T. I like to continue rummaging through racks while Adina's checking out, just so I can look at all the pieces, or as many pieces as I can in a store, and it paid off at that little thrift one. We were kind of getting into a rush. We needed to really get moving, but I picked up 2 Eileen Fisher sweaters. It's just her name on the brand there. This one is open front cardigan. It has sort of like an open knit style to it, and it's longer sweaters, like tunic length, always do a lot better. And I also picked up this one as well, also Eileen Fisher. The tag is a bit different on this one. Newer or older, the Eileen Fisher pieces that I pick up and what the brand generally sells are very classic. It's not like they're ever gonna go out of style. This one, again, tunic length, it has the side slits. I'm gonna list both for around that $35, $40 range. Like a vintage, this is like a hand knit vest. It is by the brand Northern Reflections. We actually looked this one up. It is Canadian brand. And this style vest has a really good sell-through rate. Some of the pieces are a little bit flashier than this one, but classic, solid colors, I think, are really strong sellers. So this one should sell for about $35. So this next wool skirt that is also longer length, I would pick up all year because they just have a very strong sell-through rate. This is a plaid. It has an open here, so this would be like wrap style, and it has this fringe. Now, one keyword that I'm gonna include in this is kilt and tartan. Very strong sell-through rate, just very popular style. This is just studio work, so it's not a crazy brand. It's not a brand I would ever even look for. But again, this plaid longer wool blend skirt, for sure. That one, I'm gonna list on the higher end. I'll probably list it closer to $45, $50. Some skirts in that style, if you wanna go ahead and check eBay, they can go very high. Now that might be brand specific or it might be pattern specific, but either way, they're strong sellers. I'm sure someone learned something new with that skirt in this video, so worth it. Another J. Crew piece. This is a flannel. Flannels are great. It's a men's flannel. This was behind the counter at Goodwill. We actually asked the lady at the register if it was for sale or if it was being held. She said it was. We said we'll take it. It has elbow patches. I just love this look. It's so great. It's soft. And again, it's not from the factory. It says 100% cotton shirting sewn for J. Crew. It's a large, it's not like a huge size, but we should be able to get about $40 for it. This next one is also vintage. I love vintage. When you see it, you just think 80s. It has, you know, just the block coloring on the sleeve, red, that like puffy material without the bubbles. The brand is Continental. I wouldn't say that that's anything specific to look for by any means, but they make a lot of remakes of this style jacket now. And of course, if you can get authentic vintage, it's always better than the remakes. You saw earlier, I did pick up this Ralph Lauren piece. The colors are very classic for this brand, and it's a bigger size, extra large, and it is vintage. So it's not gonna be like the highest seller. I'm probably gonna list it between $30 and $35 shipped. This is a Free People. It's obviously like a sheer open knit, crochet type overlay. You could call it a dress, you could call it a tunic. Free People utilizes a lot of different tags. This is just on a little metal, but they can have like big tags, they can have cloth tags, really, really various tags. Now, Free People is another brand, much like Anthropologie. Be very, very, very picky when picking it up. Unless you can get it for free or dirt cheap, don't pick up just any Free People. We try to list it as competitively priced as we can, where we're still going to come out ahead. It's just a very saturated brand, so if it's not new, then you want to be looking at the style really hard. It was $5 and I plan to list it around that $35 range. The last piece I have is another vintage men's sweater. Again, this is something that's not brand specific. This is something we would pick up because one, vintage, it's 100% wool, and it was also made in Italy. I had a Dean double check this for holes because a lot of times with these men's sweaters is I'll get home and I'll find like a big hole that I somehow missed in the store. I think maybe you're just, you kind of get in that groove and you don't notice things quite as well. This one didn't have any holes. Even though it's not like a crazy brand, we're gonna list it around $40. Last thing is shoes that we picked up. Adine found a great pair of Ugg boots. You see a lot of Uggs at the thrift. Be very picky about them. A lot of times they'll have that like white salt marking. If you don't live in a cold state, we put salt down on our sidewalks and our roads and it really messes up your boots. Don't pick those up or if they have a lot of wear. That may seem like common sense, but sometimes people see Ugg boots and they're like, oh, good find. These we're gonna list around $45, $50. If they're damaged or they have those marks on them, the value goes way down and it's just not worth it. He also found these Sorel boots. These are just fantastic condition. There's no markings on them. With suede, that can be really tough. And the bottoms is really what you're looking for, obviously, with boots, because in snow, people need traction. So these are great. I'm not sure exactly the price point we're gonna list them at yet, but off the style and off the condition, I would say probably about $60. Sorel can command a really high price in the fall, winter months. Allen Edmonds, these used to command a lot higher price than they do now. Some can still sell really high, but we have become much pickier. This would be like an Oxford style. It has a little bit of a fancier toe on it, and they're just awesome condition. And they also, I don't think the camera will pick it up, but they do say Vibram on the soles, which is just an extra bonus when you're picking up a pair of shoes. And that's just good advice to keep an eye on markets because they do change. I know a lot of people stopped wearing dressier shoes, obviously because people weren't having dressy events. Now that those type of events have picked up again, we're seeing more of our dressy shoes sell, but we're still really, really picky about it. This is just a standard pair of Merrell sneakers, nothing crazy about that. We pick up Merrell if it's in really good condition when we see it because it's just a really good outdoors brand. This was a cool find. Adine picked these up. It's a vintage pair of mucklucks in just pristine condition. I'm not sure they were worn. They might have just been thrown in somebody's closet and forgotten about. I know that happened a lot in my household when I was younger. They have a little bit of some wear right here, and there is a small spot on the toe here that I don't think the camera will pick up, but it's hardly noticeable in person. We're probably gonna clean up this fraying here, either with scissors or you can take a lighter to them if you're confident in your lighter skills, and just kind of burn the ends off. Otherwise, just use scissors if you're not sure how to do that. It's safer. Sherpa lined, I'm sure we'll get about probably $45, $50 for these. Pair of Nikes, nothing crazy, just a basic pair of running training shoes in really great condition. We're gonna list those around the $35, $40 shipped. They're really light, they might even ship first class. I found some more clothes at the bottom of this bag. This is a safety back. It's a hunting vest. Again, we'll list this right away. This is Blaze Orange. For those of you who aren't familiar with hunting, that's a really good key term. Put that in there. Hunters, obviously, they wear this so they can identify themselves as not a deer in the woods. Adine also found this Burton jacket. Burton is a snowboarding brand. I mean, it's just really great condition. We're gonna list it for around $40. The price tag says $8, but they were having a 50% off holiday sale, so we got it for $4. Here's the tag on it. All right, you guys, so that was the haul of what we picked up thrifting. Haul videos are tricky because for us, it's more worthwhile to do the what sold because that's what's actually selling. If you did like this type of video, you'd like to see more haul brands where we're going over styles and tags, please let us know. We would love to incorporate that into our videos if that's what people want to see. We'll work on a better setup. We have a big clothing rack that it would be easier to pull off and show you when we get a little bit more room to be able to do that. And if you haven't yet, feel free to give us the thumbs up, just gently tap it, maybe smash it if you're really happy about seeing wool skirts today.
also subscribe to our channel. It just really helps us grow the channel. We really appreciate the support, and until next video, you guys, take care.